Hey there and welcome back to my channel. If you are someone who loves to reflect deeply, finds joy in optimizing themselves, and you're chasing goals, today's conversation is a little bit of a real talk, but also a little bit of a reminder. And I have 3 valuable rules for you to live by. I've discovered these rules for myself recently, as I am known to be quite an overthinker. So I know how it feels like to be ambitious, driven, hardworking, going for your goals. But you often still feel like something is missing, or you're wondering if you are on the right track. Like you've achieved so much, yet somehow don't feel fulfilled. Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mimi, and as a certified life coach, I help young adults finding their purpose, taking aligned action, and finally staying consistent. So today I'm gonna share 3 rules with you that help you not just stop the overthinking, but actually help every overthinker to feel fulfilled and feel like they're filling their life with more purpose. Because maybe you are already living a life which is quite purposeful. Maybe you've already figured out what you want to do with this beautiful life that's yours, but still something feels off every now and then, and you wonder, am I really in the right spot if something still feels off? So let's get right into it. The first rule I have for you to live by is do purposeful things and choose active engagement. And oh my god, this realization came late in my life, but it was so important. Talking about active engagement and doing meaningful things, I actually want to start with the perspective of relaxation. And you might wonder why. Reason is I realized I don't feel recharged if I sit by the pool, watch the ocean, skip through a magazine, or just scroll on my phone. It does simply not relax me. I realized I get more recharged by doing things like sports, cooking, being creative, going on road trips, getting inspired, working on projects. So that got me wondering, because for a long time I was thinking I'm a problem. I was wondering, like, why can't I just relax the same way as everyone else does? And yes, I had so many fights with several different partners about this, Mimi, can't you just relax? But then I understood that I need purpose and meaning in my life to feel relaxed and fulfilled. And that there is a difference between that passive resting that I mentioned, like watching the ocean, skipping through a magazine, doom scrolling on your phone, that's passive rest. And I actually, and many overthinkers too, need active engagement to feel rested afterwards. So for people like me, and maybe also for you, that is going for a walk, booking a Pilates class, cooking, drawing, creating content, anything where your brain is still slightly engaged and has something to do. That will help you much more feeling rested and fulfilled, because we're here to find out how overthinkers can feel fulfilled, right? So this is much more helping you feeling rested, feeling fulfilled, than just sitting around waiting for the relaxation to hit you. So it's important to me to do meaningful things to feel the relaxation. And this gives me much more peace and fulfillment than what others call just chilling. Because when my brain is completely zoning out while scrolling or just switching off, it doesn't give me alignment. And that's maybe also one of the positive side effects. I don't enjoy doom scrolling. So whenever I have my phone in my hand and just start scrolling, after 2 minutes I get bored and put it away, and I never get into that hourly long scroll. It's not satisfying. It doesn't feel good, so I don't do it. So in short, give yourself permission to choose active engagement over the pressure of switching off. There's a huge culture talking against all the hustling and wanting you to prioritize rest. And yes, I agree with that. Let's prioritize rest. But let's normalize that people are wired differently, and rest does not mean sitting still to everyone. Find out your definition of resting, which kind of resting is filling your cup rather than making you feel overwhelmed, and then let's prioritize that. Rule number 2 I stick to as a chronic overthinker is stay engaged and don't give your brain too much unstructured time. Now, I love a good reset. I love my habits and routines for that. But for a chronic overthinker, unstructured time can become overwhelming, because we start asking ourselves all these questions that are out there. The amount of times I used to think about purpose of life, why are swans in Australia black but in Europe white, how to stop poverty, planetary motion, why do people have to pick up dog poop but not horse poop, if my kids would have a better time growing up 10 years ago or in 10 years, if humanity was actually meant to go that way we are going, or if we got the whole thing wrong and we are all just being tested around here, etc. It never stops. So the second rule for a chronic overthinker is to keep yourself gently busy. And it ties in very well with the first rule. There are such big questions about emotion, regret, life's meaning, interpretations out there. If you don't keep your brain engaged and you go down that lane of trying to find answers to all these questions, you will simply go crazy, nuts. And have you noticed that we always come up with new questions where we want validated answers to so many big questions? And when we can't get answers to all these big questions, we get frustrated. But we never ever validate if it's actually a legit question to ask. Somehow that was just normalized in our head. So if you overthink a lot, highly recommend keeping yourself busy. And yes, the masterclass of this would be keeping yourself busy with meaningful things. A project filling your purpose and bringing you closer towards your goals. And this is where knowing your values, knowing your goals, knowing your big North Star comes in. Because then you can easily use that. Let's say you have a free afternoon, you don't know exactly what to do, so there already I feel you with feeling overwhelmed because there are so many things you could be doing, la la la. If you know what your goals are, what you want to work towards to, you can choose how to prioritize from all these things that you could be doing, but you're not sure what you should be doing. So knowing what your purpose is will help you then choosing how to keep yourself busy. Because as we learned in rule number 1, doing something meaningful is still relaxation, but you're actually keeping yourself busy, stopping the overthinking, and moving closer towards your goals. So it's a win-win. And then the third rule I live by as an overthinker to still feel aligned and fulfilled is that I stop to think I will feel better when I reach the next goal. Because here's the hard truth we all have to realize in our 30s. There is no such thing as feeling I have arrived. Yes, I know, we all think our parents were such adults when they started having kids, and we're all waiting to feel that mature, and we're waiting for that day we wake up and feel as mature as we thought our parents were. Because we still feel like 18 on the inside, but we need to stop waiting for that. Because let me spill the tea for you, they didn't have their together either, or at least not more than we do. It just looked like that to us because back then we saw their lives out of the eyes from a child, and now we are adults. And very often we can be blind for our own development that we made over the past 25 years. So you think you're still a child, but on the outside you are a grown adult. So the earlier we learn this, the better. No achievement in this world will make you feel like you arrived. So please stop doing things because you're chasing that feeling of finally having my shit together, finally arrived, finally mature, finally in the era of doing this or that. No, it does not work that way. So how I received it personally is, yes, I did get happier over the past 5 to 8 years. I would say I'm a happier person, but I would say that is because I became more myself. We usually do become more confident as we become adults. We start caring a little bit less about what others think about us. And of course the work I do did also help, but it's not tied to a single achievement, a single milestone, one particular goal. We often think we just need to come to this one milestone and then we will feel different. No, we will feel different by all the things we learn along the way to that milestone. So don't fool yourself into thinking your life satisfaction will change drastically once you've reached your next big goal. Especially when you're a high achiever or an overthinker, and the two of them often go hand in hand. Achieving financial goals, business goals, fitness goals, the satisfaction from that is very often extremely short-lived. So let's not live for that one goal, that key moment. Let's live for the version we're becoming along the way. So what actually brings the joy is that feeling of progress. Those small moments where you sense you're moving forward. That's what can be really fulfilling as an overthinker if you're able to spot the moments and give them some acknowledgement. So in short, that third rule means to take off the expectation how you will feel once you reach something, and also rewarding yourself for everything you've achieved along the way. So let me summarize that for you. If you're someone who thinks a lot, who dreams big, and who can sometimes get stuck in the loop of, is this it? Am I doing life on the right terms? Highly recommend coming back to these 3 powerful rules. Do purposeful things, not just productive ones. Stay gently engaged and busy. Don't isolate when the spiral begins. And stop waiting something to feel good when you get there. Build purpose step by step along the way already now. And if you're ready to take the next step into that direction, there is a video for you explaining the Ikigai method, a beautiful method to help you define your purpose, because that one is quite individual for each of us. Now, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and then I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!